Hey Aries, sorry for being gone for a while and I just kicked the camera. Awesome. Okay. Sorry I've been gone for a while. There was a murder investigation that I had to do an 86 page overview report on for the mother of the victim because some psychic stuff happened and some evidence was after confronting some of the people I believe to be involved. We can call them people, but are they really? They started scrubbing evidence, and so I go and I take screenshots and I capture evidence that they've scrubbed evidence, right? Because I already had previous evidence of what was there, screenshots and etc., communications about what they scrubbed. I captured it ahead of time back in the day. And so the before and after completes the story. I don't know why they give me that kind of affirmation, but a lot of them are that nuts. And it connects about 10 or 11, maybe probably even more murders over a span of several years. Then I was finishing up work on a 350-page astrology book that my guides have been getting me to work on for the last 8 months. And there were delays, and I had to get so deep into it that I just couldn't focus properly on cards, and I was meaning to come back much sooner, but then all kinds of monkey wrenches thrown in, including the book being destroyed, the file destroyed, and then having to rebuild it in the last moments from a screenshot that's from an earlier PDF version. So further to that, there was a situation with a Leo that's close to me. If you have any Leos in your life, there's been heavy stuff, but maybe we'll find out how you're doing, Aries. But there was a death experience, which is put me back looking at the previous readings for Leo. It was all there in all the readings what was going to happen, and I was translating the death card too figuratively as a transformation, and I'm going to forever consider it as seriously to be exactly what it says. This, I realize, is sort of an unusual, but it can also be a transformative death. The spirit, God and guides brought her back. They forced my Leo, back to life. It's part of her transformation. She's a strong, powerful, spiritual person. She makes things explode when she meditates, okay? And she was already on the path to meeting up with guides to... Hang on. Sorry. Okay. Thought I heard a cat about to do something. So, but no. So, when God pushes, God can push to the extreme. Now, there were also humans pushing her in her life and isolating her. And it had everything to do with being so spiritually such a powerhouse and not being, not having the right support for that. Okay. And so there's also an issue of now coping with being treated as somebody with mental health issues, and that is what's really the case, is that there are bullying issues, isolation issues from the immediate family, and that's not going to get addressed fast enough. They're not going to get medicated, shall we say, for being bullies and isolating her. But that's what happened. And what really is going on is spiritual. So, there was that at the same time. Those are my delays. Sorry, Aries. Here I am. I gave her most of my oracle decks and some of my tarot decks. And so, in the meantime, and it mattered because they were Aboriginal, and the Mel Brown decks from Australia, the Aboriginal ones, she is part, my Leo is as ancestors that are Aboriginal as well as African, and so my African deck went to her, and my Rachel True, the True Heart deck, went to her as well, and to help her move it forward in her journey at sort of lightning speed. So in the meantime, 2 decks came to me from Spain. I will get other versions of the Aboriginal decks back because they're very powerful. I love them, and same with the Rachel True, the True Heart deck, and the African Sibyl's Oraculum. But for now, these also are very powerful decks. This is coming from Ibiza Tarot in Spain, and I'll put the link in the description. And this is based on a set of prints from a Japanese print artist and designer in the first half of the 20th century, Ohara Koson, and I'm going to pronounce that totally wrong. Ancient India Tarot with ancient Indian, well, they're not ancient, they're just earlier paintings that I have to find out the names of the individuals who painted them. But they are, believe, using the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita for their interpretations of each. These are major Arcana decks, so there's just 22 cards each. I'm going to use them as oracles. Then we'll get in, I'm going to take 3 from this deck, and then at the end I'll take 3 from this deck, and in between we'll get into the Tattoo Tarot and see what's happening for Aries as we approach your season. These are shuffled. They don't like to fly, they like to split. Hang on a second, please. I'm going to sit quiet for a moment just to let the energy clear some interference. Okay. Okay, there's interference right now. It just is what it is. Okay, the Fool. There you go, Aries, your own card. First house card. In order to succeed, you must find new ways to bring about the achievement of your goals. We'll come back to that. Justice. When all is said and done, you will receive the outcome that you truly deserve. Your moral character will be justified. So maintain integrity and strive to balance yourself. Okay. Okay, so they're triggering me with the Death card again. To move forward, develop new perspectives on the world. Okay, so 2 cards are saying new perspectives, Aries. Gemini got similar. The past is behind you and the rest of your life is still ahead of you. So it feels from these cards that potentially there's some tough energy going on here. A lot going on in the background. But let's just see how right I am. Okay, so we have Lovers in reverse. Okay, I need to stop for a moment and solve this interview. Alright, sorry, that was a cat who is bored, trying to get my attention, knowing what I'm doing. Lovers in reverse. Now, that is charted timing. That's divine timing. So it was going to happen. It's meant to happen. Is it good? Wow, do you see that? They're spiraling with that card. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. Okay, I'm pulling it onto the table sideways. It was more like this, but I'm going to take it sideways. Shit. My cat's trying to play with a ball on a track that's upside down. If that, something on a track. So 2 major arcana are in charge of your life right now. Justice twice. So, okay, that's going to slap out. 3 of Pentacles, something working. Let's see, Aries. Now, Aries, I need to point out what I've been pointing out to the some of the others that's sticking in my mind is that if you were born in the last few days of the Aries season, then you have an Aries sun. And that means you have Aries instincts and triggers. But if you were born, by and large, in most of the Aries season, the first of it, not the first of it, most of it, the sun's actually still back in Pisces. And the sun is just hitting Pisces right now. I think yesterday the sun hit Pisces. And so you could be in your instincts and triggers exactly at this moment, or you could be in 12th house issues and first house issues simultaneously, or whatever's in your chart that's placed at this time of the year could be affecting you. But you need to know that there's a good chance, Aries, that you have a Pisces sun. And if you have Pisces sun instincts and triggers, then we're talking about free will. We're talking about 12th house legacy issues. We're talking about whether or not you know you have a soul contract or how much soul contract, how much free will, who your contracts are with, which would be primarily your guides. There will be humans that you have contracts with as well. The question is what's your idea of the universe? Mine is that it's not a good universe, and that my God is a hacker God. I come from a Christian background, but in order to accept Jesus, then he'd have to be hacking the system. Now, I studied everything that there is to know about how absolutely screwed up the whole history of the Bible is. It came originally from the Assyria region in Arabia. Adam and Eve is a story created to smear the African prophetesses, who were the main consults for the Mediterranean empires. The Delphi Oracle was African. So we have the Kemet, the Egyptian symbol, and I'm guessing African symbols of snake as knowledge. The Egyptian tree of life, which becomes the Hebrew tree of life. All of this stuff, right? Okay, so we just start stripping away at the truth. The fact that the Iranians, the Zoroastrians, the Zarathustrians, but who are really, they don't worship him, they're just following his footsteps to worship Mazda. They're the ones that come and acknowledge the arrival of Jesus, which would have been about 7 BC. Thank you, Cyril Fagan. Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, which we just had again in December. But yes, so your triggers and instincts, this could be a time for them. But we're looking at justice. I think there are layers here, Aries, that you don't really like typically to get caught in. They're running completely counter to... Okay, so there's some sort of psychic... Now, do we take it as feminine? The difference between a queen and a king. What? Somebody knows. There's heavy... Okay, so Mother Earth energy here, but... Okay, Tower reversed. And another one to fly out. It's landing face up. And it's a King of Pentacles. Okay, so... relationship dynamics here. Now you're both in the upright. You're both in the upright, and the Tower is passed. It might be a permanent breakup if the Tower is reversed. We have the energy of the Fool striking out alone. But we have that Justice in the center. We have, and she came out sideways. So there's something that's suspended. There's something that's suspended between you and someone. Now, I'm assuming that it's a romantic relationship, a partnership. It could be somebody else. Okay, I'll see if there's anything else. But I feel like the feelings are so deep. I'm going to take that sideways because it kind of fell out sideways. The wish fulfillment. This has so much to do, but this is also connecting. This is Pisces energy, right? Okay. And this is being fully connected to guides and persevering with the help of guides in doing guidance work. Knowing who they are. Do you know who they are? So we're looking at alignment between you and this person and guidance. Okay. All close to the bottom of the deck. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's it. It's very clear. Death. What is it time to release? Is it anger, pride, or ego? Is it attachment, suffering, and pain? Be free. Burn the rest in the pyre. Okay, so that's that Tower in reverse. Just done. It's done. The High Priestess. And this, to me, is High Priestess energy. Manifesting as... Same with the Empress. Just manifesting differently. This is manifesting as decisions regarding, like, legal decisions, this world decisions. Yeah. Connect to your intuition and remember the good advice of your mother. Now, hopefully you had good advice from your mother. And it might be specific to one thing. There might be negativity there that you need to dig through, that there are triggers in. Connect to source and all will flow. Right? So this psychic energy, but these 8 of Cups. No, 9 of Cups. Absolutely. Absolutely. Your guides, your God. We have death twice and justice twice. And that trust of the Fool. You must find new ways. You must find new ways. Justice. Remember the universal laws and the power of right conduct. You will receive as you have given. Let's get a clarification of that. Please. I'm not reading your energy. I'm asking God and guides. Between my guides and your guides. What you need to know. If I read your energy, I'm just reading your subconscious and you're going to just be stuck. When I do work without cards, which I've always been doing much longer than I've ever been doing anything with cards, it's because I just talk directly to God. And God speaks directly through me. 10 of Swords reversed. Hello. Perseverance. Back from the dead. Something's not complete yet. Something needs to be released to be complete. The figure that's in this card has his hands in a Freemasonic... I love how speaking of what I was doing at the beginning that kept me away from doing readings. Anyway, making a hand gesture that says he will be back, that he's not completely dead, right? Back from the dead. And we lead back to the Ace of Swords, which is the truth and the beginning, the new beginning in the new knowledge. This leads backwards to 9 of Swords, which is the perseverance and the pulling together of all knowledges. If there's been a betrayal, then the betrayal needs to be forgiven. It needs to be the effects need to be undone. You need release from it. You need release from it. In order to regain movement, you want the movement of the Fool. You want forward movement. Forward movement. Yes. Okay. Am I still recording? I am. I am. Is there anything else? Okay. King of Wands, that has the plan, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. We have 10 in reverse. There's a power that needs to be realized, Aries. There's a power that needs to be realized. We have fire. We have your own card here, okay, in reverse, and you want it in the upright, okay? So in the Eight of Swords energy that this nine reversed is leading us back to, okay, something needs to be accomplished in that Eight of Swords. Those 8 swords, what did I just say to Taurus or Gemini? Triggers, okay? Let's say that those 8 swords are 8 triggers, and you're going to go into each of those triggers in order to solve them and pick up tools inside them. I do that myself anyway, but it's echoed in the words of Fiona Barnett, an Australian survivor of MK Ultra. Well, she doesn't like the word survivor, she's victim, because she will always be living with it. But I've had many comings and goings from her world over the last 6 years tied to the murders that I've been doing that report on. And what she's become master of is going into the triggers to find the tools that are buried in them. They're hidden in them, okay? Just like our chart is hidden from us. How many people are going to know their charts soon enough? Children need to know their charts. Yes? Okay? So, Aries. This work in your mind is meant to happen. You're not doing it to yourself. You didn't get yourself stuck, okay? This is all coordinated. You want the King of Wands to get his plan. Then you have your plan, okay? At the end of this process, stick with it, go into it, right? Which one said that? When all is said and done, you will receive the outcome you truly deserve. Okay, so time to move forward, time to move forward, time to move forward. Find the new ways. Okay, so you need the new plan. Now, either it's to do with this, just with this relationship, or all things. I have a feeling like it's very all-encompassing. We have Pentacles, we have Cups, we have Wands, we have Swords. So it's everything. Okay, Aries? If it'll help at all, it might just be overwhelmed. The link to the astrological workbook will be in the description. I start guidance videos on that in a week's time. But if there's anything I can do to help, that comes with a free personal reading. If that would help at all, then I would be happy to do a reading for you. Just let me know. Put a comment in the comment section if you want. Download the book. All my contact information is in the book then, and you've got time. You always have time. Never panic. Never panic. The enemy wants you to panic. I've been sued 4 times. I was taught the hard way how to stop panicking. And diseases that kill people in my family, stuff like that. I mean, there's a time to run, absolutely. In war zones, there's just stuff where it's like you think later. But that's different than panicking, right? So this is all about you are the magician, you are the high priestess, you have the power to do this. This was meant to be, so that you will develop these things. There was not a nice way to gain this power. Okay, Aries, much love. I'll be praying for you. All my best. I am an Aries sun and an Aries Chiron. Okay. Alrighty. Know your chart. Know your chart. I gotta shut up. Okay. I love you.